I think the reasons you're giving for, there's nothing triggering this kind of response to all this military action. There's nothing. You talk about Waco. There's nothing.
You didn't care about Waco.
Not that I didn't care about.
Everybody I talk to in the press. Everybody I talk to in the press says Waco. When I mention other cities, it seems to go over everybody's head.
Your sheriff condemned what happened in Waco, lady. Yeah. Your sheriff in your county condemned what the feds did in Waco, and we've got it on tape to prove it.
Excuse me,
They said it was wrong.
This young woman wanted to say.
17 children died in Waco. You hold no responsibility to David Koresh for that. He was a pedophile. He was a rapist. He believed he was Jesus Christ. There's only one Jesus Christ, and I've never met him, and he wasn't David Koresh.
They could have come and got him any time. He went jogging. He went to coffee shops in town. It had nothing to do with him.
You know, Phil,
No, he wasn't even there.
Yes.
You know, Phil,
Mr. Hennigan would like your attention for just a moment. Mr. Hennigan is with the Center to Prevent Handgun Violence. Sir.
You know, these folks are so concerned about those kids killed in Waco. What about the 15 children that die every day in this country because of gunfire? That is a national tragedy.
I think most of the American people recognize that handgun legislation and other gun control legislation is a response to the crime problem. I mean, the gentleman to my right said these people at the gun shows, they said they were fearful of their government. They said not crime. They said, well, that too. I think that's really the issue here. It doesn't have anything to do with the government wanting to first take away your guns so that they can engage in some sort of nefarious plot to completely control your lives.
You know what?
That's really what this is all about.
A lot of Jews thought that back in the 30s and 40s.
Look,
they did. The Jews that we have, along with everybody else in our militia, are some of the best armed and best educated people because their parents have told them what has happened in the 30s and 40s, and they're going down the same path.
I know my history as a Jew. I know my history, and I know about Hitler. I don't need you to tell me about Hitler.
You know what? Hold on a minute, Phil.
Well, I got another point. I got another point. It's the sort of fear that they can induce in other citizens that I think represents the real danger. In Aurora, Illinois, there was an ordinance passed concerning gun legislation.
Right.
Mr. Trachman's group sent out thousands of faxes, and he said this on the record, saying that the police was going to go conduct door-to-door searches, hand-to-hand searches, and they were going to come knocking on the doors, and they were going to come in and take the guns. Can you imagine if someone got this message and took it to heart and hunkered down and was waiting, and the police came down, knock on his door, and say, hey, buddy, you know, your headlights are on, your battery's going to run down. There could have been a real tragedy there.
Yes, but let's understand the strategy here. I admire your cleverness. I truly do. First of all, I'm going to take you at your word. You say you acknowledge you stockpile ammunition. We have at least one or two of you that have said you're not going to fire. You're not going to fire on people who come to search your house. You are going to disallow and stand in front of if they would open up a gunfire on children. You're saying you're organized so you can find lost children in the woods and prevent forest fires.
We said nothing about
So you see, we have here, and incidentally, they're not racist. Here you go.
Yeah.
I mean, this young man comes from Ohio.
If there was a lost child, I'd welcome anybody's help to find a lost child.
But they know the woods, they're saying.
Yeah, but they're talking about in their literature about a socialist one-world government. What does that have to do with search and rescue?
And we'll be back in just a moment.
I was just wondering, when you guys get together, what exactly do you do?
First off, on a full-time basis, those of us that can do it, we are just sending out generic information on the infringement on constitutional rights as an information center. The other small groups, as they develop, if they feel they have to create a small nucleus to protect their constitution in their areas, that's what they're doing. And it's that simple, and there are no crazies sitting up here on the stage.
May I ask you to join me thanking all these guests.
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following: